Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Moving the Chains here on Team NBS Media. My name is Ashmere. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. Last week, we took a break. I attended a wedding, and you all know how wedding weekends go. So I was like, let me just relax and enjoy my Sunday. But today, I'm happy to be here with Joe and Randall. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. Doing good.
Doing good as well.
Did the time change mess you up or what?
A little bit. I'm not going to lie.
I prospered. I feel like I got 1 hour extra sleep, to be honest with you.
I didn't change the clocks downstairs and on my stove. I was making my coffee and I was like, it's 9:30. I'm missing the show.
I just like that it's brighter in the morning time.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. One good thing about the time change is that.
Right.
It's just that. It's still going to be dark at 5 o'clock. I don't love all that, but just waking up at 7 isn't so bad if you know the sun is shining, right? And it don't really shine where I live, so I really need that.
Agreed.
All right. Let's roll into our first game of the day. So we're going to talk about the Colts and the Steelers, and I feel like there's only one man that we really need to talk about. So before we go into a breakdown of these two, Jonathan Taylor has been in this MVP conversation, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on if that is true, if that should stay, who else is in competition with him. I feel like this is just, obviously we don't see running backs all the time in leading this conversation. So I'll start off with our guest, Randall. What are your thoughts on the JT MVP talk?
Yeah, I am extremely pessimistic about non-QBs winning the award, which I believe that they should all the time. It's just very unfortunate when they don't. Saquon Barkley could have won a year. Derrick Henry could have won a year. Jonathan Taylor should win this year if he goes by pace. I mean, we're talking about LaDainian Tomlinson having 28 touchdowns as a record, and he's on pace to break that in all-purpose, and then even get close in rushing at 20. He's on pace for 24 touchdowns, I believe. So to be close and to get that is just absolutely absurd in a 17-game session. So I would say that he definitely deserves it. My pessimism towards the award says no. And then you're looking at a clear revival of like Patrick Mahomes. Like what Patrick Mahomes is doing now kind of reminds me of what Tom Brady and the Patriots do. The first month of the year is an extra preseason month, and then they just kind of take off sort of thing, and then they make it as far as they can. So that's where I know that the whoever votes and the pundits love Patrick Mahomes, and they probably are aching at every minute to give him another MVP run. So I think that if I were to pick, I'm rooting for Jonathan Taylor, but then they'll probably go on the quarterback route.
I mean, the quarterbacks need to turn it around entirely if that is to be true. All right, Joe, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's Jonathan Taylor's award to lose. I mean, a lot of, I'd say 95%, if somebody told me to put a percentage on it, of the Colts' success is based off of his production. I mean, the revival we're seeing of Daniel Jones is because people are scared of the run. So the play action pass, the bootleg, all those plays are setting up to be successful for Daniel Jones because of what Jonathan Taylor's doing. Not to mention the spectacular runs he's had this season. And Randall's right. It's definitely become a heavy quarterback award. It's almost near impossible, damn near impossible for a non-quarterback to win it. So part of me says no matter what he does, they're going to find some quarterback, whether it's Patrick Mahomes or somebody else we're not talking about yet, is going to win it. But I would love to see a running back win it. If a running back's going to get that award, I think it's going to be Jonathan Taylor. And that could be redemption for all those seasons they passed other running backs by. But I think it's his award to lose. He's having a great season.
Yeah, I feel like I agree with you in that Randall. QBs usually deserve the award, but we have seen through your second month of preseason, as you called it, everybody kind of fall apart, right? All the leaders that we would turn to haven't been there. Joe Burrow's out, Lamar's been out, Patrick gets his number one receiver back. That makes him an MVP. I don't think so, right? So I feel like the QB talk, maybe we could go to the Rams. We could, Jalen not there. Josh Allen, if they win today, could be back on that conversation. So I definitely feel like for the position, for the football offensive positions right now, JT is outstanding. He is dominating. He's leading his team. He's truly the main reason the Colts are 7-1, right? He's getting 4 games with 3 touchdowns, rushing or passing. And it's just like without him on that offense and without the offensive line doing what they're doing and the cohesion he's creating, the chemistry, all of it, I don't know if we're talking about the Colts as much as we have this season, which is crazy because I think almost every week on Moving the Chains, we have talked about the Colts. So I think for where we are in the season, Jonathan Taylor wholeheartedly deserves the award. If it ended tomorrow, I would say give it to him. But I do agree in the sense of like QBs tend to win this award because of how they carry their team out of the trenches. And we're going to see all of that, right? Like all of these teams right now are truly in the trend. The AFC North is like Lamar is going to come from third back to the top. Is he capable of doing that? And if Joe Burrow does return, is he able to at least carry the Bengals to a winning record? Like there's just so many things that could go on the other side. Are the Bills just going to take over and completely forget that they lost to the Patriots, come back and beat them in the second round, and then take over that division? There's just so much to happen. The AFC West is, I'm not saying Bo Nix is going to win an MVP or anything, but the competition within that division is so high that there are so many QBs that can turn it around really at this midpoint in the season. So I like both of your thoughts. Well, not an MVP.
I think if he keeps on playing the way he's playing, you got to put him in the conversation at least.
Okay, he would love that. All right, now let's talk to the game itself. So we've already given JT his flowers. Aside from all that, what do you think this Colts team can do well against a Steelers team that comes off a loss against Green Bay? I mean, like, Aaron Rodgers is barely holding on to this division, like I already said. So, Randall, what do you like about the Colts so far, excluding our JT?
I mean, pretty much everything, to be honest with you. It's hard to talk about the deficiencies when it comes to Indianapolis based on how they played and how they've kept the lead so often in games. So when it comes to the Colts, it's really just playing the best that you can play in your structure, to be honest. The Steelers allow over 100 yards rushing per game, and the toughest running back that the Steelers have faced has been, I guess, Kenneth Walker in Seattle, or even just a banged-up Josh Jacobs in Green Bay. So now you're getting Jonathan Taylor running against the Steelers, who will average, I believe it's 125 yards per game. So that's kind of brutal. Offensive line staying healthy throughout the game is really what I have most, and then just really it's more about what Pittsburgh can accomplish on a defensive and offensive standpoint than it is the Colts, because the Colts should just kind of walk into this game and be like, we can play our brand of football against Pittsburgh. Let's not let them play their brand, and then just kind of walk away with a win, and honestly, a healthy win.
Yeah, I think this is a Colts game to win, of course. But I'll ask Joe, on the other side, what did you see from the Steelers last week that was doing well? They stayed in the game, but obviously lost. But that will help them come against a strong Colts offense. Oh, I think you're muted.
Be that the offense was decent. Aaron Rodgers made some plays. I think for Pittsburgh, the biggest problem has been their defense. I'm correct me if I'm wrong, and Randall probably know better than I would. Most expensive defense in football is Pittsburgh, and they don't play like it. They're pretty bad. It was hilarious. Before we started the show, they actually showed it on ESPN. There was a funeral. Fans were having a funeral for the Steelers defense. How it's dying. Had a casket. There was like 1,000 people out there praying. Had the rosary beads, rubbing them and everything. That's how bad it's gotten in Pittsburgh. They're not going to go anywhere unless that defense can improve and at least go from bottom of the barrel to middle of the pack. I think offensively, even though we're weeks and weeks into the season, they're still trying to find their rhythm. I think that DK Metcalf still has his moments of immaturity, poking guys in the eyes, talking trash. Then he has those moments of brilliance where Aaron Rodgers puts the ball in a real tight window. He comes up with the catch. They have some other playmakers on their offensive side of the ball as well, but none of that matters. Their defense can't stop a bloody nose right now. So until the Steelers' defense improves, it's all kind of mute, and they're going up against a really talented Colts team.
Yeah, I definitely think we've seen the Steelers play better, and same with Aaron Rodgers. But I feel like game in and game out, he knows how to throw that perfect ball to DK Metcalf. It is like, if there's one thing that you're happy to see Aaron Rodgers do, it's complete that beautiful pass for however long he's going to continue to do so. And I think the DK chemistry between Aaron Rodgers and him can really play in their favor in this matchup. So without giving it away, I'll let either of you pick whichever side you want to talk about. But I just want to hear which team you think has the leg up, I guess, if you want to use that term. And I'll go with Randall.
Colts definitely have the leg up when it comes down to it. But I think like the crazy non-tangible factor that you can throw into this game is that Mike Tomlin always plays to the level of their competition. And he especially plays it to the level of competition because he has such good culture and he's such a good coach that if you are a clear underdog in a game, Mike Tomlin knows how to prepare for those games. And he always does well when it comes down to that. So the Colts do have the leg up, but there's things that they can do. And when you mentioned the DK Metcalf connection, it's kind of wild that we're halfway through the season and the most amount of targets that DK Metcalf has gotten was 9. Meanwhile, Joe Flacco's threw I think like 22 targets to Jamar Chase when he ended up getting to Cincinnati. So what I would like for Pittsburgh to do is give him 17, 18 targets. Just keep throwing it up, and hopefully, if you can end up getting on the positive end and having the Colts in a deficit, that could make Daniel Jones revert to 2023 Daniel Jones, where he was completing 44% under pressure, throwing half of his interceptions under pressure, kind of revert him back like how Sam Darnold ended up having a bad end of the year last year. Once you kind of can maybe figure out some stuff, just keep pressing and keep doing it.
Okay. All right, Joe, your turn.
I would say one of the major leg ups is going to be that Colts offensive line against the Steelers defensive line. This is a team that's average. I think they're number 1 in the league with yards per game, the Indianapolis Colts. And like I mentioned, you're playing against a bad defense. So I think when you have a star running back like JT back there, I'm going to say one of the big advantages is going to be it's a giant check mark for that Colts offensive line versus the front 7 of Pittsburgh. Something to watch out for. If Pittsburgh can at least slow them down and make things a little bit difficult for them, it's going to be a very, very long afternoon for the guys in black and gold.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a 3 TD Jonathan Taylor game as much as I would love that. But honestly, you never know. It was last week's against the Titans. You can't really count that as a big win. But in the sense of how he finds the gaps and completes all that, I think we could see that happening. All right. Our next matchup is the return of JJ McCarthy, and the Vikings are okay. I don't know. I feel like it's really hard to
A little lower.
Understand. Yeah, like we're talking about how we're 9 weeks into the season, and they're watching Sam Darnold. It's like that meme when you're watching your partner leave you and they're like soaring with the wind and they're having like the best time. And
the SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Looking through the bars.
JJ standing there like, "Whoo, I'm coming back. Only my 3rd start, and I need to like rejuvenate this offense." So let's start with the Vikings. Just with all that, what is going wrong? Without JJ there, what do you think is going wrong for this offense? And I'll start with Joe.
Well, I think that it's one of the things I've been talking about for years. And as a guy who's really into the NFL draft, love to hear Randall's insights on this. Just that Carson Wentz holds the ball too long. I mean, I think that the offensive line for Minnesota is not the greatest, but they're not that bad. He just holds the ball way too long. I think there's opportunities to make some passes he missed. Now with him out, you got to hope that JJ McCarthy being on the sideline saw that and was like, hey, when I get back in the game, it's got to be 3-step drop, back foot, let it go. 4-step drop, back foot, let it go. Or get out of there and get some yards scrambling wise. So I think there's opportunity to make plays there for Minnesota on offense. I think Carson Wentz left a lot of plays on the field. And I think defensively, they just got to be able to let Brian Flores cook and do what he does best, which is just come up with all kinds of crazy blitzes, put pressure on the other team's quarterback. And that's hard to do when you're always behind by big deficits. So I think I'm looking for Minnesota's defense to kind of get back to what they do best. And offensively, like I said, don't try to win the game in one play if I'm JJ McCarthy, but get things back in the rhythm. You got to get Justin Jefferson the ball, one of the most electric playmakers in the NFL. Kind of a get back to basics game for the Vikings. They really need a win. It's unfortunate, though, they're going up against a really, really talented team in Detroit.
Yeah, I don't think the win's coming in this game. Sorry if that gives up my rapid fire. But I did read this week that McCarthy's doing exactly what you said. He's focusing on dropping back and just matching his rhythm with what he's seeing down the field quickly. So you're right on target there, Joe. All right, what about you, Randall? What is just the problem here in Minnesota?
Yeah, Joe kind of nailed it on the head. That was like 90% of my notes, so good call on that. But I would like, I don't watch pressers, and I know we have, I believe, Steve Rogers, who follows the Vikings, and maybe I can ask him, but I would like to know why KOC kind of kept Wentz in long enough, even though they knew that he had a broken collarbone. I'm not interested in the healthy factor because I get it. Carson Wentz is a dog. He probably wants to play. Those conversations probably happened, and Carson Wentz said, no, put me in sort of thing. But if I was KOC, I agree with Joe. Like, he held onto the ball too long. That's why he gets hit so much, and that's why it hurt so bad. So why didn't we try Max Brosmer at least a little bit? He must not be ready either. But I thought it was like Carson Wentz was so bad that really he was the issue with the offense most of the time. But for JJ McCarthy, and then again, Joe kind of nailed it, is really just break down the offense and start at the foundation. Like, as you said, the offensive line, the pass protection is average, but their run blocking has not been great. And Aaron Jones is on his way back. And what Michigan did with JJ McCarthy was they really used the running game to open up JJ McCarthy's passing game and had good tight end play in that regard as well. So what you really need to do is just as Joe said, if you're passing the ball down the field in intermediate or deep passes, play action set under the center, use play action to open up the intermediate and deep for JJ McCarthy and Jordan Addison. If you're not using play action, hit TJ Hawkinson, hit your tight ends real quick hitches, quick throws, get the ball out, gain a first down, and then go from there, establish the run and do that. Just simplify the offense as much as you can for JJ McCarthy to make it easy on him. And then for the defense, same exact thing. We know that Jared Goff once a year has like a 4 interception game. Brian Flores should be, how can I get that game? And Brian Flores' system is all about exotic blitzes and things like that. And that's where you could get Goff into a 4 interception game. And he has won that game before, so you just got to win that game.
I was literally about to say, we've seen Jared have the worst stat line ever, and it's still won.
Ashmere was so mad about that last season.
That's on coach.
Let it go.
I just think 4 interceptions in a huge matchup, like your defense is doing all they can, but what they're not at the same time, it's just crazy that you're able to force someone to make that many mistakes and they still get the win. Like the Raiders would win every game if they could, if they had 4 interceptions.
Gino's that guy. He'll be like, listen, I'll throw a 5th if we are going to win it.
Exactly.
I know how to do it.
We're good. I'm going to hit that.
Safety was wide open.
50% chance. I'm there. All right. The Lions are the top team in their division, and they're still reigning as strong as they are. As Joe calls, the Sonic and Knuckles duo is like unbeatable. So I'll hit it with Joe without giving away your pick, even though I gave away mine. What is this Lions team looking to take advantage of in a Vikings team? We have made it very clear, just literally figuring it out in this game. The worst game, I would add.
I think if you're the Lions, you're just trying to take advantage just of that very fact that the Vikings are kind of lost and confused. They're getting a little bit healthier on defense, but if you look at what they've done so far this season, it hasn't been great. So if I'm Detroit, I definitely want to start with the running game, end with the running game. That's going to open up what Jared Goff does best, in my opinion, which is that play action pass. You got Williams, you got Amon St. Brown out there that can make plays. You have the rookie out of Arkansas. There's a lot of playmakers on this Detroit Lions offense. So you're going up against a defense that's been a little bit below average, and you're coming with all these different kind of weapons. You got to be licking your chops if you're the Lions. But to Randall's point, you also can't get greedy if you're Jared Goff and make that bad ball that you probably shouldn't have thrown, where it ends up being picked off and giving this Vikings team, which should be rejuvenated, to get their QB1 back under center. You don't want to give away a bad ball that gives those guys energy and gives them kind of momentum to beat this game. So I think if I'm the Lions, I definitely have to establish the run, which is going to open up the whole playbook for these guys.
Yeah, I think playing safely is their key to success here. You don't really have to throw the ball as many times as you think you do if you have that dynamic duo. All right, Randall, what do you like from the Lions defense so far this season?
Their front line has played absolutely incredible. I would like Aiden Hutchinson just got his extension. I love that he got it. I was super impressed how well he bounced back after his injury. I thought he'd take a half a year. Even the training videos looked a little rough. So the Lions defense is just playing sound like the way they have, which is so impressive, switching from two brand new coordinators this year. So their defensive line being able to rush 3 with a outside linebacker coming in as well, because they run the 3-4, is impressive enough to where their defensive backs, who have been okay and Riddle a little bit is kind of saving them in the deep ends. So the ability to rush just 4 is kind of fixing some of their coverage issues, and that's where they can just marry it, and then they're working on that. So their front 4 is incredible. Al McNeil's back, like everything along those lines, I'm impressed with.
Yeah, to see Aiden Hutchinson go down the way he did last year, and I mean, I seriously feel like he didn't miss a beat since he's returned.
Yeah, for sure.
There was a video like 2 months ago where his injured leg looked like 75% of the size of his strong leg, like that wasn't injured. And I was like, okay, well, he needs like a half a year and then he'll be good. Nah.
No, he's definitely looked like he broke his pinky and then he was out for a month and came back. Like the most minor inconvenience. Yeah. But it's not. It was not the most minor inconvenience. It was like the most emotional thing that we all witnessed as football fans.
Right.
And then you see him just resurge like a phoenix. It's crazy. It's really like written in the stars for the Lions to use that as like, we lost our man last year. We are going back 100%. We'll have to do a like first half recap of the entire season because I feel like obviously they're dominating the division. They've had their chance time and time and again. Like who in the NFC is really like the Lions' biggest enemy at this point based off of how fantastic they're playing together. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about our boo-boo matchup of the week, which is probably surprising to people and really upsetting to a lot of other people. But we have to talk about it just based off of the facts of the game. So we will be right back.
In 2006, we founded Yeti Coolers with a simple mission: build a cooler we use every day if it existed. One that was built for the serious outdoor enthusiasts rather than for mass discount retailers. One that could take the abuse we knew we'd put it through, out in the field and on the water. One that simply wouldn't break. We decided early on that production innovation would come from necessity and first-hand experience, not from market research and data analysis. Today, Yeti products perform when it matters most. Whether that be an excursion into the remote Alaskan wilderness, chasing redfish on the Gulf Coast, or just getting together with friends in the backyard, we make gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
The time is almost here. Our picks for the week coming next on Moving the Chains, the only way to start your football Sunday.
Hey everyone, welcome back. In case you don't know who Team NBS Media is, let me play you a quick promo before we go into our boo-boo matchup.
You are watching Team NBS Media. We are a digital media brand covering sports, entertainment, and lifestyle, with team members all across the country. Through our written content, podcasts, and video content, we bring you fresh and professional content. Interested in joining the team? Shoot us an email or DM.
So in case you're interested in joining Team NBS Media, please, we are looking for college writers, any football, basketball, anything that's happening in the fall. We are looking for you. And of course, I'm welcome with Joe and Randall. Had to promo Team NBS really quick. All right, the boo-boo game of the week. Oh, wrong one. That's not a boo-boo game. All right. We've got no Kyler Murray, which is why I picked this game.
Good
call. Is Kyler getting benched? That's my first question. Is Kyler Murray getting benched for the season, or at least for a couple games, since Jacoby was dealing last week before their bye week? So I'll start with you, Randall.
I don't. I think that it would be Jonathan Gannon malpractice to not go for Kyler, sort of thing. Like if I was a head coach and I was at least Jonathan Gannon probably on the medium when it comes to his seat, where it is warm or hot. I'd go with warm, especially because his defense, as a defensive coordinator for the Philadelphia coming to Arizona Cardinals, they're still allowing like 24 to 27 points a game, not looking great. So then to run out Jacoby Brissett seems almost like a kind of desperation thing. It might be a one-game thing to get fully right and then try and make a run for it. But Kyler Murray is not playing good. He's too erratic with the ball. He makes too quick decisions, and then he throws too many turnover-worthy plays. So I understand it. I wish that there was, I do like Jacoby Brissett, and he did ball out, but I feel like it's a step backwards regardless, especially for a defensive-heavy coordinator to try and do that. So if I were Jonathan Gannon, I would just try to run Kyler into the ground and just hope it kind of works out, even though it's rough right now.
I mean, he was dealing to Trey McBride, and that's exactly how you want to see your QB be successful, is getting the ball in the end zone. And
Right.
they were syncing up really well in that game. All right, Joe, what about you? Do you think Kyler's getting benched right now?
I mean, we talked about this a little bit on another show I was on. I feel like almost like the Baltimore Ravens kind of get a pass for all their playoff failures. Kyler Murray, I mean, a number 1 overall draft pick. What has he really done? There was a stretch a couple years ago where he had like a really good 4 or 5 game stretch, and he was in MVP conversations. But besides that, what has he done? I mean, you got a guy that was a generational talent, at least in my opinion, at wide receiver, and Marvin Harrison Jr., who has not been used anywhere close to the amount of time the play was going to be used. You talk about McBride, one of the better tight ends in the league, just underutilizing those guys. I feel like every time I see Kyler, he's either running for his life or he is getting a 7 or 8 yard scramble and makes plays here or there. But more times than not, it's a strip fumble. It's a bad interception. Is Jacoby Brissett the answer for the Cardinals for the future? I'm not sure about that, but I think he might be the answer for right now. Steady hand. He's a vet. Like Ashmere talked about the last game they played really good football. So I think from the Arizona Cardinals, you got to ask yourself, is Kyler Murray the guy for us? Or is it time for us to move on?
Okay. The Cowboys are in the Boo-Boo Bowl simply because what's happening? Like, I just feel like their offense is able to put things up, but their defense is like 8 guys lined up and we don't know where they're going. They don't know where they're going. So I feel like this could have been the game that could fight for Kyler's case, but instead they chose to not do that, if that makes sense, right? The Arizona defense
100%.
is fantastic,
yeah, for sure.
right? Yeah. We know that Arizona's defense has been able to put up stops, and I think that'll be a huge problem here for Dallas. But I think for Kyler to prove, disregarding the injury, you're taking on a Cowboys defense that has been giving up like the highest points, I think, this season. So you're able to take advantage of that. But instead, they were like, you know what? Jacoby Brissett did a really good job, so we're going to stick with that. So for the Cowboys side of the ball, I'll let anyone have a free minute to just kind of say whatever they'd like. It could be the offense, the defense, CeeDee Lamb coming back. It could be good, could be bad. Everybody has their thoughts on Dallas. So I'll start with Joe. You go first.
I thought through the first 3-4 weeks of the season, I had Dak Prescott pretty high on my MVP tracker. I thought he was playing great football, and I don't know what has happened. I mean, their defense, just like Pittsburgh, atrocious. They can't stop anybody at all, whether it's through their running game, passing game. They had a great game against my Commanders, who are struggling as well. Different conversation for a different day. But I think for Dallas, their defense just can't get right, and then the offense has been kind of inconsistent. I mean, they came into Denver. I thought that was going to be a great game, go down to the wire type of deal. Instead, they got punched in the face by the Broncos and never were able to get back up. So I feel like CeeDee Lamb coming back was definitely a plus and a bonus for their offense, for sure, without a doubt. But I think this is a team that until their defense can do something, anything, they're going to find themselves in the short end of the stick more times than not. And the Cowboys right now are definitely a team that's not ready to go up against a Lions team or go up against an Eagles team. They're just not ready because the defense is just that bad.
Yeah, that's like a 51-point game for Jared Goff and 2 interceptions maybe.
You ain't lying.
All right, Randall, your minute.
All right. Yeah, I mean, to me, this is kind of like the least surprising thing in the whole entire world. They ended up trading Micah Parsons out, and the defense was god-awful preseason, and everybody established that. And then you kind of move into like where they tied the Packers, and then they're like, and then everybody's like, okay, well, the offense can just win and get to the playoffs. And that's just not how football works. Like, they were basically like, let the Cowboys, like, let other teams score quicker so then Dallas can get the ball and then score more. And that's just kind of playing like Madden. So to me, it's just not surprising. Dak Prescott's always been a good quarterback. Injuries has riddled him. I'm super happy that he's doing very well. But the inconsistency is fine because sometimes you can have off days, and that's what it is. And you do need your defense to bail out. The defense is just never going to bail out. And then Jerry Jones talking about adding defensive players to it because there's like hope. I don't think that they really should have aspirations this year. I think they should have aspirations for 2026 and 2027 because they traded Micah Parsons and got all those picks. And now you're looking at that you can reestablish the defense with those picks. So ultimately, this is just unsurprising. And we constantly do have to talk about the Cowboys because everybody talks about the Cowboys. But this year is just a punt for me. It always should have been a punt. It's just get right, stay healthy, get ready for 2026 and 2027 to start being a legitimate threat. And then Jerry Jones can make his money on natural gas, apparently. So it is what, like, don't go get, like, Jerry, don't go get a defensive player. It's not worth it. Just keep your picks. Yeah, keep your picks.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you guys said, including the Micah Parsons situation. But I guess this is just a tale for the rest of the league of like how much one player controls that momentum and like the shift that it created within the Cowboys defense. Sure, they weren't rock stars the entire year last year, but you knew that Micah Parsons was going to give you that edge. And in a division that you could really be high second place in, you only have 3 wins, right? Like the Eagles are up 3 games on you and everybody else. Giants have fallen apart. Poor Giants. So sad.
Yeah.
So sad. It's too emotional to see Malik Neighbors get injured and then to see Sam Skadbu get injured, right? And then the Commanders will let Joe vent about that on his X account. So I just think this is an advantage that they have to be in a division that is like seriously falling apart, and this is not taking advantage of it. So I'm wondering for you, who do you think gets it right without revealing your who do you sense could kind of get, this is like the get right moment for them? I think it's going to be Dallas. Just because I'm not saying they're going to win, but I'm not saying they're not. But I think that this is a get right situation in the sense that they could take advantage of an Arizona offense that's, boom or bust. And I think that's all I'm going to say on that. So we'll go with you, Joe.
I think that the Cowboys have a clear advantage at quarterback, and they have a clear advantage at the wide receiver position as well. And Arizona's defense is kind of lower of the pack, if not middle of the pack, an overall total defense. So I think that the Cowboys do have an advantage that way. But I do wonder, is this the game that the Cardinals finally realize we have weapons too and use them correctly? Will you see a crazy amount of targets to a Marvin Harrison Jr., to a McBride? Could this be the game they get it right? Because, Jacoby Brissett, now that he knew going into this game, I'm the starter. You got all the reps of the first team. There was no wishy-washy or uncertainty. So I think both teams have a chance to get it right. But I give the Cowboys a slight advantage because Dak Prescott's no slouch.
Randall?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to the Cowboys being home. I think it's good for Monday night. And I think the Cardinals' rushing game is a disaster based on injuries, unfortunately, and things along those lines. So if I were Dallas, I would rush 3 or 4 and drop 7 or 8 and just play coverage. Because if you're going to start targeting Trey McBride consistently and Marvin Harrison, you can double with a slot and a linebacker for the tight end and a corner and a safety for them. And then just let Jacoby Brissett sit in the pocket until you get that pressure and hit him down. So just play coverage, and then Dallas can outscore.
Yeah, that's honestly exactly what I was thinking. Obviously not schematically as beautifully as you said it, but I do think that is the exact recipe for success in this matchup. Okay. We know what the last game is, right? Like, it's because Randall's here. We have to talk about it. Because the Gridiron Bleacher Report was the joke on the new guys taking over in the QB position and Josh Allen. I don't know if you guys saw that. Did you guys see that?
No,
I did not
yet.
When we hang up, everybody watch the Gridiron New Heights from Bleacher Report, and they did like an entire video on the rookie QBs taking over. It's got Drake May, it's got everybody, and Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes are like laughing, like, you guys were never going to take us over, even though that really happened. So
yeah,
we got a revenge game here. We've seen this time and time and again. It's basically our AFC preview game, as many like to call it. But I'm going to ask you, Randall, what is not going well for the Bills right now? Before we talk about the goods and the bads, I really want to hear from your POV, what do you think the Bills are not doing successfully that could affect them in this game?
Sure. So defensively, we have not been playing as well as we have based on a lot of injuries and a lot of people coming back. We had Larry Ogunjobi and Michael Hoyt on suspension for the first 6 games. They made their comeback, and Michael Hoyt had 6 incredible pressures in his first game back, so that's kind of exciting. But really defensively, we were old and slow. Matt Milano is in his last year. We had Tre'Davious White on the outside corner, and then we had Taylor Rapp in safety. Those guys probably run. I might be able to run faster than Taylor Rapp, to be flat out honest with you, and I apologize to Taylor Rapp if you're listening. But so now we're replacing Taylor Rapp with Jordan Hancock, who is a rookie, Maxwell Hairston made his way back from his MCL injury, so now that's taking over Trey White's spot. We have Shaq Thompson and Dorian Williams playing in the linebacker position with Terrell Bernard, and now we're healthier on the defensive line. So I do think that the defense has played bad so far, but now they're emerging back, and I think that we will get the defensive line back. Most importantly on offense, I think we are a wagon on offense except for wide receivers. We don't have a second wide receiver on the outside that can pull any defender over for double to open up lanes. I think Buffalo really thought Keon Coleman was going to be that guy, and I still have aspirations for Keon Coleman to do well. It's just taking him a lot longer. He's got a basketball background, and he's using it too much in the NFL. He's like, hey, I can strong arm you. Josh Allen, just throw it up like 2 feet higher than my 5'10" corner, and I promise you I'll jump up and catch it. And sometimes that's just not how the NFL works. He needs to really learn the nuances of route running to become that wide receiver too, and it's just not happening right now. So to not have any deep threats or a true separator, Josh Allen is just not having windows to throw into, and Joe Brady can't make plays available for Josh Allen because we just can't separate. So I am counting my lucky stars that we go get Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Jacoby Myers. I would pay a first, Curtis Samuel, and a 2027 fourth for Jalen Waddle if they were willing to do like an in-division trade. I would go like, what do you want? We need somebody. I understand that the wide receiver class is super awesome next year, but if we want to fix it with somebody like Jalen Waddle or somebody like Chris Olave, get it done and try and make this run when the AFC is so crazy this year that anybody can win it. Don't fall short because we didn't do a wide receiver at the deadline.
I think the Chris Olave pick is exactly what I was thinking. There's no reason the Saints should be holding on to such top talent.
Right.
When they're putting a rookie in today, okay?
Yeah.
29 years old.
Yeah. Wait, what were we talking about? The rankings roundtable. Somebody said the guy who's lived multiple years when we were talking about Bo Nix, and he's still a rookie or something. Yeah, the 29-year-old rookie who's really 89 years old in football.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a perfect take. And of course, Joe, I gave you the Chiefs. Since on the ranking roundtable show, you said they were first in the NFL, and that's
rude.
Go ahead, Joe. Why? What makes this Chiefs team? What do you think in this matchup they could really capitalize on, excluding Rashee Rice? I'm not going to let you talk on that.
Okay, I think they can exploit the other weapons they have on the team. Since he's come back, you see better play from Travis Kelce. He realized, oh yeah, I'm a football player. I'm not just Taylor Swift's fiance. You have Juju Smith-Schuster, who's not just playing pranks and fighting guys after games. He's making plays here or there. Hollywood Brown. All the other playmakers they have stepped up their game and are starting to make plays because people are so keyed on Rice. So you got to keep that going. I also think that Patrick Mahomes now is starting to slowly but surely find the deep ball again and not just throw the 5 or 10 yard slants or the jet sweeps. So I think this is a Chiefs offense that week in and week out is getting better and better as guys get healthy and start doing what they're supposed to do. And then I think with Steve Spagnuolo, you got that classic Chiefs bend but don't break defense. They're not the best defense in the NFL, but they're not the worst. And they make just enough plays that they put their team in position to get wins. And I think that a win today will solidify and let the whole league know that the Chiefs, in my opinion, are back.
Oh, Lord. I would really hate that.
Back Team Mahomes, man. Team Mahomes.
I'm like, no.
Don't ruin my day.
I think yeah, same here. But I think the James Cook factor is the Chiefs' biggest leveraging point in this matchup, because when the Bills hand the ball off to James Cook, we see more success than when Josh Allen's trying to figure it out. So I think defensively, we've seen what the Chiefs can do. And I think that is, I think for you, Randall, the problematic part is like the Chiefs defense versus James Cook, who you explained with everything else that's lacking, is the only person that you can really rely on. I guess all in all, what are your thoughts overall in this game, Joe? Like, what are you expecting to see? What do you think that gets right here? Like, there's a lot, I think, on the line for both of these QBs, especially for how the Chiefs started this season.
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with your first point. I think it's a lot of pressure on the Chiefs defense to slow down James Cook. He's kept my fantasy football team alive and many other people's fantasy football teams alive. You got to slow him down. If he's getting 200 yards rushing and multiple touchdowns, it's not going to be very fun for the Chiefs. So I think, number one, their defense has got to figure out a way to corral him. And in the passing game, too, he's no slouch either. So I think the onus is on that defense to kind of put, I hate to say it, nobody usually says that in the past, but put it on Josh Allen to drop back 35, 40 times and make plays. You've got to make that running game not be the bread and butter for the Buffalo Bills. And I think on the offensive side of the ball, we talked about it. You know they're going to key on Rice, try to slow him down. The other guys on the Chiefs have got to make plays when they get the opportunity. And we got to see something that comes close to a running game out of Kansas City as well. That's a team that should be on the phone with everybody trying to get some kind of running back for this playoff push.
I was putting my stat banner in. All right, Randall, what about you? What do you think? There's so many factors. Like, I think this game has just too many layers that when we're sitting there for the 3 hours, it's going to be like, my nails might be gone. I don't even have
I mean, first, as a fan, I almost feel like a lot of this is a little bit like there's so many legs to it where I'm nervous to the fact where I think there's a lot of losses in the column, even though a win. Like, for instance, Bills always win the regular season, then lose in the playoffs. So a bunch of fan bases are saying, well, let's lose this game, but then so that we can win in the playoffs. Because, that's how that thing works. But there is something to talk about there, obviously. But when it comes down to it, is even like, let's say Buffalo even puts up 34 points, then Brandon Beane might look at, just as I talked about, and it'd be like, maybe we don't need a wide receiver. And that's going to be blatantly false. Even if we put up 34 points against the Kansas City Chiefs, we're still going to need a wide receiver regardless of the fact. And that might even pull out an issue that we do not address. But when it comes down to the game, I mean, Joe pretty much nailed it. Rushing the ball is going to be key. It's Isaiah Pacheco is not in the game. James Cook is. Our offensive line is top 2 in the league right now, and Chiefs' defensive line has not been that great. George Karlaftis is leading with 4 sacks. Chris Jones only has 2 sacks, I believe. And his running mate next to him, Nadi, is one of the bottom tier defensive linemen. They can't stop the run well. They can't sack well. Even though Spags likes to dial up a lot of blitzes, Spags averages about 18 pressures a game. But the issue with that is that their linebackers are pretty bad in coverage and they get lost. So if we're looking at how Buffalo can actually stunt the defense, is really the way Joe Brady calls it up, is run mesh routes, go in the middle, throw to Kincaid and throw to Shakir, and allow the yards after the catch to take over because the linebackers get lost. 60% of their yards are yards that they allow are yards after the catch. So that's something that Buffalo does so well, especially with Cook, Kincaid, and Shakir. So get them in line. Hopefully Keon Coleman can catch a couple balls and go through there. Mahomes is going to pass through our offense. I assume that Hairston will be on Worthy. Our nickel and a linebacker will be on Rice. And then you hope the rest of the defense kind of figures it out past that. But you can't stop Mahomes. It is what it is. And without the rushing game, which, Ashmere, I hope you enjoy this as well. Without the running game, Patrick Mahomes will probably try and rush the ball a lot too. If he's scrambling, he's probably going to go over the line of scrimmage. I hope that Buffalo literally went and been like, listen, he's going to try and get those extra yards. You need to hit him as hard as you can in the first half legally and put him on the ground so that he second guesses it. Because sooner or later he will start to second guess it, and they can't afford for him to get hurt. I need a big, massive hit on Patrick Mahomes once he crosses the line of scrimmage, and I think he'll start second guessing it.
Well, you know what will come along with that big old hit? A nice yellow flag.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll allow it.
From all sides of the field.
Listen, the cold ground down on there is worth that 15 yards in the first half. I will take it.
An ejection, a suspension.
I said legal. I said legal.
You guys just hate on my
whatever
guy.
you don't want, it's going to happen if it's coming for Patrick Mahomes, the man of the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just facts.
I know he's trying those extra
he's
trying those 2 to 3 extra yards that he typically doesn't do year in and year out. He's trying to gain those little extra ones. Don't let it happen. Hit him as hard as you can, and then he'll have to slide for the rest of the time or second guess it.
No, that's truly, I think that's what everyone says post game of any Chiefs matchup. They need 6 yards. They're only getting 7. They're not getting 15, right? It's like, just stop them right short of this line of scrimmage. I mean, of the goal line, whatever.
Yep.
where they need to be. The
Shame
10
on me
yards.
for not knowing. This game's in Buffalo or this game's in Kansas City?
Buffalo.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. We're going to do our rapid fire because we have, 30 minutes to kick off, and I know everybody needs to go set themselves up. So let me add.
Haven't done anything to my lineups. Come on, James Cook. Keep riding it, baby.
He will. I
That guy's
over
an
125 today.
Drafted him as an afterthought. What a great decision that was.
All right. Number 1, Denver versus Houston, which we almost talked about this game.
CJ Stroud has been doing his thing.
I'm going to go with Denver. I'll just kick it off.
I'm also going to go Denver. Close game, though. I think it's going to be very close.
For sure.
Yep.
It'll be like, what they did a couple weeks ago where they're just winning in the last quarter.
Yeah, per usual.
And do I want to get back on the CJ Stroud hype train and debut our new lone wolf sound effect? I do not. I'll go Denver. I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Yeah, I don't think this is the game we need a lone wolf on. All right. Seattle at Washington. Sorry, Joe. I'm going with the Birds, baby.
I'm pretty sure we have the worst record in prime time since like the year 2000. So, yeah, I'm still going to go Commanders. I think we get it right.
You're wrong if you
There you
didn't.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right, man.
Right. Would have
Come on,
shamed
Dave
you.
Daniels.
Shamed
Give
you
me
for a
something.
second.
Even though with no Terry McLaurin, give me something.
My mannerisms were good enough to pick the Seahawks for you? For me?
Yeah, I see.
I did it, but I didn't know if that was
It is. I was picking the Seahawks for sure.
All right. Sorry. I was just like,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right. Colts and the Steelers. I feel like I kind of gave my pick away, but
Same.
Let Randall go first in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Colts. I think it's going to be a close one. I had like 27-21 where Indy does have to score a touchdown at the end to go up because I think Mike Tomlin gets their team right, but not good enough because the Colts are way better.
yeah, I'm obviously picking the Colts because Jonathan Taylor is the only reason I'm in second place in my fantasy league. So,
Yep.
I'll be with the rest of the cool kids. I'll go Colts.
after what we talked about, though, I do feel like this is going to be a harder matchup than I first anticipated mentally. All right. Buffalo and Kansas City. Wow, we're doing this one early. Okay.
You know me.
I'd be wrong if you said anything else. And you know me.
Yeah.
So anti PM15, man. This guy gets no love.
Well, okay. First of all, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me this one.
Yeah. I'd be more surprised. We got Bill Carroll pick photo.
I know, sorry.
Hey.
What's up, Bill? I mean, I'm gonna go Kansas City.
I don't have the logo. Whatever.
Yeah, give me Chiefs. 2 for Buffalo, 1 for Kansas City.
Okay. Earth. Next up, we've got the Bears and the Bengals. That could have been a boo-boo bowl, but I felt really bad.
For sure. Yeah.
Joe Burrow playing, so this might be like a 45-42 shootout for
Yeah,
real.
this will be a nice fantasy game. I feel like, honestly, all these games are like making fantasy football way too crazy, but that's a conversation I can have on my own day.
This might make up for last week's lack of action, Randall. These matchups this week.
I know. Thankfully.
I'm gonna go.
I got Chicago all day.
Give me the fighting Joe Burrows, man. They figure it out.
Joe Burrow's not playing.
He's playing. I mean, sorry, not Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Flacco. Sorry.
Yeah.
Give me old.
Scared me. Then I would have flipped it.
Give me old
the
man
Joe
Flacco.
Jr.
Yeah. Dad.
The double
Give me
Joe.
Dad.
The triple Joe special, because your name is Joe.
There you go.
All right. I'm going to go with the Bengals too, but I don't know if I feel so secure in that, but I'm going to do that.
I got my lone wolf last time I was on, right? I picked the Bears over the Commanders.
You did. Oh, Randall's a lone wolf right now. Hit that audio.
There we go.
Okay. He doesn't sound as sad as the other guy.
No.
That guy was sad. All right. Minnesota at Detroit. I think we're unanimous.
Correct.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling anything crazy on that one.
Yeah, no, sorry, JJ. Even though that's your guy.
Yeah, I mean, he'll always be a legend in Ann Arbor, for sure.
All right. Carolina and the Packers. Oh, God.
Is Bryce Young? Bryce Young is playing, correct?
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
I forgot.
Doesn't
I keep
change
forgetting
anything.
they're 500, man.
Yeah.
I think their coach
I know.
saved his job already just by winning 4 games.
Yeah, I'm not a Dave Canales guy.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused how he got that gig, but hey, man.
Same. Thank
Just
you.
the guy sitting in an office in Colorado, so.
He said, throw me in, coach.
Like, he had the really good season with Baker Mayfield, and the next thing I know, he was a head coach. It's like, what the hell?
Right. Yeah. I don't enjoy his off-field stuff.
All that being said, yeah, go Pack, go. It's Jordan Love's birthday.
Oh, yeah.
You want to feel old? I thought Jordan Love was like old. He just turns 27 today. It's kind of
Yeah, I
scary.
was going to say he's like 26.
I was like, man, this kid, he's a kid, like for real, still.
You guys have to watch that Bleacher Report Gridiron thing.
I will.
Send the link.
It's
Send the
literally
link.
like the kids. It's funny. All right. Atlanta and New England. This is a tricky game for New England. I'm keeping it so for real.
I've got Atlanta winning.
Really?
Yeah.
No, Michael Penix Jr., right?
Michael Penix is playing. So that's where it tipped. I think that they're not great at defending the run. I think Bijan had a bad game last week. I think he goes off this week again, turns the tables, and then allows Michael Penix to be open.
Yeah, I can't say that Drake May's a dark horse MVP candidate, then pick against them. So I'm going to go New England.
There you go.
I mean, I gave it to you for a reason. I'm going to pick you too. I think if you want to compete with Buffalo, you got it. This is a game you got to win. So I'm rolling with New England as well.
And it's at home, too. Like, show up, guys.
That
You
is
lone
fair,
wolves over here, Randall.
Yes.
Let's go.
All
Contrarian.
right, the Niners and the Giants. Oh, gosh. Poor Niners, poor Giants.
Yeah, I mean, who the hell's even playing for the Giants? I got to go 49ers. I'm sure Jackson Dart will give us a couple of ooh-ah plays. That's about it.
Yep. Agreed.
They're like the Commanders, just snake bit with injuries. Both these teams, Giants and the 49ers, just injuries. If they were 100% healthy, this would be a really good game.
Chargers and the Titans.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Chargers across the board, probably.
Ugh, whatever.
Who is picking the Titans?
I want Cam Ward to do so good. I love Cam Ward.
Me too.
I'm such a Cam Ward fan.
Same. I think that he is in a bad situation, like ownership, coaching wise, and people are starting to think like that's who. Yeah, they got to clean things up in Tennessee. I don't know what's going on there.
They got to be more patient. Owner's
One
not
of Jim
patient
Irsay's
at all.
daughters needs to buy the Titans and take over, and then things will be just fine.
I mean, look at the Colts, okay?
She deserves so much. I love her so much.
All right. Oh, gosh. Jacksonville and the Raiders. Well, we all know where I'm headed.
There you go. So, man,
Oh, look
No
there.
Travis Hunter either, right?
I'm going Jacksonville, but I put Jacksonville, Las Vegas 21-20, and I think it's a very close game.
It's
Brock
like-
Bowers is back.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
truly the only thing that can make today a good day is the fact that we're Parsons.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I love their new head coach. I think he's changing the culture there. I know the record's kind of wonky. I'm going to go Jaguars. I think they could probably sneak into the wild card if they win a couple games here.
Agreed.
All right. Arizona and Dallas, which we talked about. I'm going to let you guys go first.
Yeah, I got Dallas 28, Arizona 17. I think that Dallas's offense at home takes care of business, and Dak has a good day.
As a Commanders fan, it pains me to say this, but yes, I picked Dallas.
Wow.
Use my football brain and not my heart. I picked the Cowboys. And then the last matchup was a Thursday night game. Yeah.
I
Las Vegas.
feel like I'm going Arizona. I think Dak is going to make some mistakes with this defense, and it's going to they're going to be the reason that they win, not the Arizona offense. Really, their defense is going to help them out. So,
I love that.
a lone wolf on Arizona.
And that's Thursday night game? Yeah. Vegas and Denver.
Oh, God. Okay.
Broncos.
I beat the Raiders twice in 1 week. That's terrible.
Broncos by a million.
That's so terrible for my mental health. All right, Raiders again. Woo!
Yeah. Denver, unfortunately.
That's okay.
I mean, short weeks and divisional games are always crazy.
Oh, for sure.
So it's very hard to figure that game out, to be honest with you. Is it in Denver or is it in Las Vegas?
Yes, it's in Denver.
Oh, yeah, Denver.
Altitudes, Monday.
I tried very hard at it.
Sorry.
Joe, I'm sure you're picking Denver too.
I am. And then next week, I promise to all the viewers, I will have the season records
Okay.
of where we're at so far with our win-loss picks. I know I only got 5 right last week. I know that much. There was 12 games. I only got 5 right.
I'm not.
That's rough.
Sure. All right. Perfect. Well, there's our rapid fire picks, everybody. If you dropped yours in the comments, thank you. And this was fun. I feel like anytime I get to talk football with you guys, it's very fun. So thank you. And thanks everyone for joining. Randall, good luck. We're on the same team here. Okay.
Yes, we are. We are. 100%.
We're going to be sitting there like this, like
Yeah.
the whole time. Don't worry. I'll be there with you.
Perfect.
All right. Perfect. Well, everyone, enjoy your Sunday. And everyone that's tuned in, thank you so much. Be for sure to like, subscribe, comment, everything Team NBS Media. We are here weekly with multiple shows every single week. And we'll be back next Sunday. Have a great Sunday and good luck to the Bills.